Can you talk more about the topic of creating one's karma?
Well, it never ends. You're always creating karma. You're always creating conditions, even though you don't think about it, right? Until you have to think about what you're creating. Because what you're experiencing is what you created, right? So, in other words, you're in the presence of what you've already created, for better and for worse. You created it in the past, but you don't know that. Until somebody stopped you and said, "Oh, how are you enjoying your former creations? Are they working for you? Your former meditations, your former visualizations and ideas and dreams, hopes and wishes, and all of that, right? Your friends. So how's that going?" It usually shocks people, as if to say, "I didn't create this. I had nothing to do with all this mess I'm living in right now." Oh, really? Back the wheel up in your mind, the time wheel. Back it up and see how you created what you're going through right now. Good, bad, or indifferent. Who else is going to create it for you but you? What you do is what you experience. Others are interactive with that. But what you do is what's creating and sustaining you. And the machinery you are relative to desire, ambition, insecurity, and so on, forces, emotional forces, which also create. But I was lonely. But I was, and yeah, but I was, yeah, okay. Yeah, so you're with the boys drinking, that's why I was. And what's it doing for you? The idea is know what you're creating. Have a drink, you get out, you have a drink, or stay in there until you're plastered. Right, and they got to carry you out. It's cuckoo. "Hey, Joe, what happened?" "Well, I went in for a drink. Right, I wound up over here." You create it. No one else told you to stay there and drink. You can be invited, but you're creating it. So the idea is to watch what you create by knowing what to, let's say, comply with of the invitations you get to be distracted or kept down. The idea is watch being kept down by what you do and who you set yourself up with, who will enable you to experience being down because of bad judgment. Comment.
So then, in terms of maybe looking at addictive behavior, addictions.
Mechanical behavior, unconscious mechanical behavior.
Right. So then, how can those beings, create space or become more aware of what they're?
Well, you have to know what you're doing first, and know what you're into and thus being used by, in order to see it properly, to potentially change it and recreate that. Say, well, I didn't know I was hanging out with this guy and doing this, or hanging out with this girl or woman and then doing that, when I really didn't want to do that. See, so what is that creating in the person who for some reason is attracted to somebody, right, that they're attracted to by looks, by smell? People like perfumes and they like clothes and bling bling and BS and what sparkles and twinkles and all of this stuff, right? Like Christmas lights. Please. I love your Christmas lights. I gotta be with you for those lights. All right, already, yeah, okay. And so we need to walk that back. Say, no, we created the person with the Christmas lights. It was our desire, our being pulled in, our need for that, it seemed. And then when you get right up close to the Christmas lights, then you see what the real situation is. So yeah, there's twinkling right here, but there's a whole other stuff going on there too. See, so the twinkle is the bright stuff, right? It's the good stuff. That's the apparently good stuff, but then, boom, there's darkness behind it. You find that out, see. And then maybe you're either caught or you're awakened to the fact that you got to get out of that, even though you were sucked into the Christmas lights. That's a metaphor. Right. So you have to be checking it. What we're talking about here are, let's say, principles of life mastery. So that you are then in charge and becoming much more conscious of the traps that are being set up for you by yourself, by not paying attention earlier, and now paying attention so that you cut yourself loose from certain entrapment programs that others are willing to perpetrate on you because you agree, because you're nice, you're friendly, and you're lonely. So, why not be sucked into something you can't get out of and suffer for the rest of your life, right? Sweet, huh?